I do. So that's 3 right there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just about 7.
I'm sorry.
Just about 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you guys get back.
All right.
I'll talk to you.
See you,
Yeah,
John.
good to see you.
We'll see you over the course of the weekend.
Of course, yeah, it'll be fun.
Come on, Cody.
Hey, bud. Oh, do you like that better? No more airflow? Oh, there you go. That's an idea, eh, Mama? Okay, how we doing?
7 o'clock on the nose.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Tom Lang Park in Weyburn for tonight's WCBL game between the Moose Jaw Miller Express and the hometown Weyburn Beavers. The Beavers' last action on Wednesday night in Swift Current when they shut out the 57s 11-0. So the Beavers looking to keep the momentum going here against the Moose Jaw Miller Express, who they played on Tuesday, and a hard-fought 4-1 loss for the Beavers to the Miller Express. We're looking for a little bit of payback from Tuesday, and still in the playoff chase here in the East Division of the WCBL as well. The weather for tonight's game, it's a warm one here at Tom Lang Park. 29 degrees Celsius, that's about 84 Fahrenheit. A very light wind. The weather app is telling me 5 to 10 miles an hour, about 9 to 16 kilometers an hour, but the flag's not really moving around a whole bunch in center field, and those winds, westerly breezes. The umpires for tonight's game at home plate is Sean Wetherill at first base, Mike Richards, and at third base is Braden Lonsbury. The starting lineups for today's game for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, leading things off is the shortstop Thomas Soto. In the 2 spot is Will Edwards, a designated hitter, batting third, and in center field tonight, Austin Gurney. In batting fourth, Eduardo Saenz, the third baseman. In the 5 spot, Robert Estrada, and Robert will be in right field tonight. The left field, Tanner DeGracia is in left field tonight. The catcher, Andy Rivas, will bat 7th, and he'll be followed by Jackson Yeager, the first baseman, batting 8th, and rounding out the order in the 9 spot, the second baseman, Ben Wallachek. Starting pitcher for the Miller Express, number 11, Joe Gutierrez. For the Weyburn Beavers, leading things off for the left fielder, Ryan Muselar. He'll be followed by center fielder Noah Brooks, and in the 3 spot, rounding out the outfield, is Ryan Dauphiny in right field. The cleanup hitter, Braden Mancourt, is at first base. Ian Heck is the designated hitter and batting 5th. In the 6th spot, Luke Malzewski, and Luke will be playing second base tonight. Trevor Dale bats 7th, and he'll be at third base. In the 8th spot, Rob Gurney, the catcher, and rounding out the order, batting 9th, the shortstop, Zach Tanabe. The starting pitcher for the Weyburn Beavers tonight is Ethan Webster, the web slinger. And Webb had himself a day in his last outing, going 7 complete, not allowing an earned run. And I think only 1 hit when he left the game and struck out 11. So looking for another big outing for Ethan Webster here tonight. Ethan, the product of White Rock, BC, and so far on the year for Ethan, he's appeared in 13 games. This is number 14 in his 3rd start. 35 2/3 inning pitch, 43 hits, 30 runs, 26 of them earned. He struck out 38 and walked 13, has a 1-win, 3-loss record, and a 6.56 earned run average for Ethan Webster. And we're just getting ready for the anthem here at Tom Lang Park. So I'm going to take a short break while we cue that up, and we'll be right back after the anthem. And we're back here at Tom Lang Park as we just prepare for the ceremonial first pitch. And leading things off for the Miller Express after that will be Thomas Soto. Soto enters the game with a .322 batting average. He has 56 hits on the year in 174 at-bats. 8 doubles, 2 homers, 25 RBIs on the year for Thomas Soto. And second on the Miller Express squad with 17 stolen bases as well. He'll be followed by Will Edwards and Austin Gurney to start the top of the first inning. I'm kind of ahead of the game, and I got to run through Ethan Webster's numbers. The Web Slinger. Ethan third on the team. Actually fourth on the team with those 38 strikeouts, but over a strikeout an inning guy. And Rob Gurney, the catcher, bodes well for pitch selection and receiving for Ethan Webster. Webb with a firmer fastball than you would think sometimes, and a really good curveball and a good changeup to go along with that. So there's a lot of ways that he can cause damage to a hitter. We'll set the Beaver defense for you while we have a minute. In the outfield, Ryan Muselar in left, Noah Brooks in center, Ryan Dauphiny in right field. Across the infield, Trevor Dale at third base, Zach Tanabe at short, Luke Malzewski at second, and Braden Mancourt at first base. Rob Gurney, the catcher, and Ethan Webster, the starting pitcher. Ian Heck is the DH for the Beavers tonight. As Thomas Soto comes to the plate. And Thomas Soto bunts. Trevor Dale, high throw, not in time, bunt single for Thomas Soto to lead things off. That'll bring William Edwards to the plate. Also with good speed, so a tough guy to double up. Thomas Soto, excellent speed at first base. First pitch fastball is in there for strike one from Ethan Webster. Edwards on the year, .347 average, 66 hits and 190 trips. Strike two right at the knees. And Ethan Webster had nothing in two. Edwards, 18 doubles, a triple, 9 home runs, 51 RBIs to lead the Miller Express. Swing and a miss, a great breaking ball. Web Slinger! One out, and Austin Gurney will be the hitter. Austin enters the game with a .356 batting average, 68 for 191, 13 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, and 50 runs batted in. And the first offering from Ethan Webster is taken for ball one. That's hitting the air foul and out of play down the third base side. And that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Poke a little fun at Austin here and call him a contact hitter. Oh, man. And there's one looped over short. And it gets by Muselar in left field, and that's going to score Soto. So a double and an RBI for Austin Gurney. Didn't get a good look at how that got by Ryan Muselar, whether it took a skip or what the deal was. Looked like it was just going to be a single. And Eduardo Sainz checks in. The third baseman tonight for the Miller Express. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-0. Sainz on the year hitting .287, 45 hits and 157 at-bats. 7 doubles, 6 homers, 28 runs batted in. Fastball just off the plate outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Early 1-0 lead for the Miller Express. Right at the knees, taken for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Strike to Eduardo Sainz. And a curveball hit in the air to left. When taking that, Muselar back to the track, and he'll make the catch. Austin Gurney retreats to second base. 2 away. So it looks like the wind has swung around a little bit in that direction, looking at the flags and blowing a little stronger. And Robert Estrada comes to the plate. Point streak not up and running yet, so can't check on what I wanted to. Look later. Slider in there for a strike. 0-1. Robert Estrada, a late arrival this season for the Miller Express, a returning player. It just misses off the plate outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. For Estrada, .319 average, 15 for 47 since he returned. And that's tapped on the ground. And nobody covered home plate. So the little tap acted like a bunt. And Rob Gurney fielded it, bluffed the throw, and his twin brother Austin tried to score. They had him in the rundown, but nobody covered home plate. Would have been dead to rights, and Cam Williams suggesting he moved out of the baseline excessively. So that's going to be a single for Estrada and an RBI. They're going to talk about it, though, so I'm not going to get too carried away with the scorecard just yet. Never a good sign. Heads up base running by Austin Gurney, who obviously saw there was nobody covering home plate, so all he had to do was get by Rob to score. So an RBI infield single for Robert Estrada, 2-0 Miller Express lead. And a fastball to Tanner DeGracia taken for strike 1. DeGracia, .317 average, 53 for 167. Breaking ball. Okay, ball 1. DeGrazia 6 doubles, 5 homers, 32 runs batted in. Fouled back to the screen. 1-2. 3 hits in the inning, and only 1 ball has left the infield grass. That ended up being a double by Austin Gurney. Breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. DeGrazia, the left fielder for the Miller Express tonight. Andy Rivas on deck. Runner goes, a ground ball fielded by Tanabe, a little bobble and over to first in time. 6-3. The put out for the 3rd out of the inning. Miller Express 2 runs on 3 hits. And no errors. 2 runners left on, or what do we have? Sorry. 1 runner left on base. So after a half inning of play, the Moose Jaw Miller Express 2, the Weyburn Beavers coming to bat, and we'll have it for you when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Welcome back to Tom Lang Park in Weyburn as the Beavers prepare to hit here in the bottom of the 1st inning against Joe Gutierrez. Gutierrez, the right-hander, and so far on the year, this is game number 11. He has started 5 previously, start number 6. Has 30 and a third innings pitched on the year, 39 hits, 24 runs, 23 of them earned. Has 30 strikeouts to go with 20 bases on balls, a 1-win, 2-loss record, and a 6.82 earned run average. I think a couple of fairly closely matched pitching staffs. Two closely matched ball clubs at the end of the day. And leading things off against Joe Gutierrez will be Ryan Muselar. And he'll be followed by Noah Brooks and Ryan Dauphiny. So all 3 of the outfielders batting for the Beavers here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Muselar, a big 2-home run game on Wednesday night against the Swift Current 57s in that 11-0 win. First pitch from Gutierrez misses outside for ball 1. Noah Brooks on deck for the Beavers. Swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. Muselar, since returning, 13 for 50. He's heated up. 260 average, 3 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. And breaking ball sales high. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's hit in the air to left and deep. And that is out of here! Home run! Ryan Muselar! He's on fire. 3 home runs in his last 2 ball games after coming back from the Northwoods League. And Ryan Muselar, an absolute no-doubter. Touch 'em all, Ryan Muselar. that'll bring Noah Brooks to the plate. As a big swing and a miss there. A 1-1. Noah on the year, a 282 average, 46 hits and 163 at-bats. 10 doubles, 5 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Takes high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still no point streak. And that's lifted in the air down the left field line and foul and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count to Noah Brooks. Outside. Two and two the count. So number 23, Noah Brooks. Beavers wearing the home whites tonight. Fouls that down the third base line. We'll set the Miller Express defense for you in left field. Tanner DeGrazia, Austin Gurney in center, and Robert Estrada in right field. 2-2 pitch coming. Breaking ball misses outside and a full count to Noah Brooks. In the infield, Eduardo Saenz at third base. At short, Thomas Soto. Ben Wallachek at second. Jackson Yeager at first. Andy Rivas, the catcher, and Joe Gutierrez, the starting pitcher. And that's fouled and out of play. So we'll do the payoff pitch one more time. William Edwards is a designated hitter for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. In the coaching boxes, Cam Williams, the head coach, in the third base box, and Luke Senft down at first base. High, ball 4. High quality at-bat there by Noah Brooks. Elicits a walk from Joe Gutierrez. And that'll bring Ryan Dauphiny to the plate. Doff was standing in the batter's box, ready to hit when the All-Star game was called off. Takes high for ball 1. Doff on the year, 57 hits and 176 at-bats. Good for a .324 average. 14 doubles, 4 home runs, and 40 runs batted in. And that's a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Soto. He steps on first and throws it into the dugout. So 6 unassisted on the fielder, on the putout on the fielder's choice. And Dauphiny will reach on a fielder's choice, we'll say, and advance to second base on the throwing error by Thomas Soto. So a runner in scoring position for Braden Mancourt and 1 out, and Eric Marriott wants to talk about it. I don't think he's going to have I think he's going to have about the same success that Cam Williams had earlier in his discussions with the home plate umpire. And probably both calls correct. Ian Heck in the on-deck circle as Braden Mancourt, the left-handed hitter, steps in. Gutierrez misses outside for ball 1. Mancourt on the year hitting .291, 46 hits and 158 at-bats. 9 doubles, 4 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Mayo. In the dirt, 3-0. Not too many matchups left between the Miller Express and the Weyburn Beavers. Is there one more after this, Lisa? Three 0 pitches in there for strike one. Yeah, one more after tonight on a Thursday night, July 31st. The best spotter in the business pulls that up for me. So one after this, and a walk issued to Braden Mancourt. So I got to check something here for Braden Mancourt. Let's see, on the year for bases on balls. That is 10 walks on the year for Mayo. So I don't think he's had a base on balls in a while. I just want to check something here on the Beaver career record list. So that is 10th walk of the year, so that brings him to 58. The all-time mark is 61 for the Beavers. So Ryan Dauphiny, let's see, he's had a lot of bases on balls. 21. He is tied right now. Doff is tied for career walks with 61, so another record for Ryan Dauphiny. That obviously happened this week while I was not with the team on Tuesday and Wednesday on the road. First pitch to Ian Heck in the dirt. Ball one. So the next walk for Ryan Dauphiny will make him the Beaver career leader in bases on balls received. And a 1 ball and no strike count to the designated hitter, Ian Heck. Gutierrez checks the runner. Dauphiny is back. Ian, a .292 average, 50 hits in 71 at-bats, 7 doubles, 4 homers, and 34 runs batted in on the year. And that's hit in the air down the right field line in foul territory and in between Jackson Yeager and Robert Estrada, not able to get it. So a new life for Ian Heck. Ian from Antelope, Colorado, threw a shutout inning in the All-Star game, had an RBI double and scored a run. Popped up behind home plate, right over top of us and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Luke Malzewski in the on-deck circle. And that's hit on the ground. A diving play at third. Ian beats it out. Going to be an infield single there as Eduardo Sainz laid out for it. And Ian beats it out. I think Sainz checked to see if he had a play at second and gave Ian the time to get down the line. So bases loaded and 1 out. And Luke Malzewski hits that to center field. Austin Gurney picks it up. That's going to be deep enough to score the runner. And a sac fly. Luke Malzewski gets the job done. Exactly what you needed. For Luke Malzewski, RBI number 7 on the season. And Trevor Dale comes to the plate. Ryan Dauphiny scored on the Luke Malzewski sac fly. We're tied at 2. Breaking ball up in the zone is called strike 1 to Trevor Dale. Trevor, a 279 average, 43 hits and 154 trips. 4 doubles, a triple, 7 homers, 20 runs batted in. Oh, and he tore into that, and it's foul. That is deep. Definitely got the barrel out front there. Gutierrez ahead, 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The Beavers do get 2 runs on only 1 hit. There was 1 Moose Jaw error and two runners left on base, one of them in scoring position. So after 1 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 2, the Moose Jaw Miller Express 2, and we'll have the second inning for you when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. For Joe Gutierrez in the first inning, 27 pitches, 10 of them for balls, so 17 strikes. And I have to rely on manual because I don't have point streak currently, so I actually have to count up my scorecard tonight. Ethan Webster back out for the second inning will work for him. Webb did strike out 1 in the first. Only allowed 1 ball out of the infield, that the double by Austin Gurney. A bunt single by Soto, and a little, how do you do, tapper up the third base line. That was like a bunt single. Andy Rivas will lead things off for the Miller Express here in the road half of the second inning. Rivas, another late arrival, the catcher, 9 for 28 on the year since arriving, a 321 average. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. For Rivas, a double, 3 homers, and 9 runs batted in for the catcher. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Good curveball from Ethan Webster. And Webster had 0-2. Fastball lifted in the air to center field. Noah Brooks drifts over and makes the catch, 1 away. And that'll bring Jackson Yeager to the plate. Yeager, the first baseman. And man, he had a really hot first couple of weeks of the season. He was almost impossible to get out. Cooled off a bit, 35 hits and 152 trips. 4 doubles, 5 homers, and 34 runs batted in for Jackson Yeager. Fastball sails high for ball 1. Yeah, Yeager just tore up the Beavers in the first couple of games against the Miller Express. Fastball. He's trying to look to see if Rob Gurney indicates where it was. He doesn't. 3 balls and no strikes. That looked pretty good. Didn't look any different than that. Strike 1. 3-1 the count. To Jackson Yeager. Popped up over the screen and out of play. Off the top of the press box. That hung up there a long time. The wind pushed it, held it up. And that's lifted to shallow center. On comes Noah Brooks. And it's in no man's land, a base hit. A pop-up that lands just in between Noah Brooks in center and the charging Luke Malzewski. So one away and a runner on first for Ben Wallachek. First pitch fastball taken for a strike. Wallachek takes a lot of pitches. 314 average, 43 hits and 137 at bats, 4 doubles, a triple, no home runs, 15 runs batted in for the speedy Ben Wallachek. Ethan Webster wants to know if it was up or out, and it was okay, it was out. Fastball fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wallachek has walked 39 times on the season to lead the Miller Express. Choked up with 2 strikes now. Webster a breaking ball inside. Chases Wallachek out of the box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order, and Thomas Soto in the on-deck circle for the Millers. And that's hit on the ground to Braden Mayencourt. He goes to Zach Tanabe for 1, and that's all they're going to get. They get the lead runner. 3-6 on the putout. For the second out, Wallachek reaches on a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 1. The left-handed hitting Thomas Soto comes to the plate. He bunted for a single in his first at-bat, 1 for 1. And he lifts that in the air to deep center. Back goes Noah Brooks, and he makes the catch over the shoulder. A nice play there, and that'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. There were no Beaver errors, and 1 base runner left. After 1.5, we're tied at 2 here at Tom Lang Park, and we'll have the bottom of the second for you when we return here on Coast Hotels Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Rob Gurney will lead things off for the Weyburn Beavers here in the home half of the second inning. He takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Rob with a couple of hits this week. starting to heat up a little bit. Hits that hard down the third base line, but foul. Zach Tanabe in the on-deck circle, and the top of the order, Ryan Muselar, also due up. 0-2 the count to the catcher, number 10, Rob Gurney. Outside, 1-2. Checks his swing, can't hold it. One away. Second strikeout for Gutierrez. Zach Tanabe takes ball one. Zach on the year, 27 hits and 128 trips. That translates into a 211 average. Breaking ball misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Zach, 4 doubles, a triple, a homer, 12 runs batted in. In the dirt, 3-0. Zach has had some really high quality at bats, and he might be the most snake bitten hitter in the WCBL. Takes a fastball at the knees. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ryan Muselar on deck. That's hit hard and foul. A full count to Zach Tanabe. A swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch fooled him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Joe Gutierrez. So he struck out the 7, 8, 9 hitters in succession. After the sac fly by Luke Malczewski tied the game at 2. First pitch to Ryan Muselar is high for ball 1. A leadoff home run by Muselar in the bottom of the first inning. He is 1 for 1. Low, 1 ball, or 2 balls rather. No strikes. Ryan from Grand Forks, North Dakota, heading to Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana in the fall. And that's popped up. Thomas Soto back onto the outfield grass, called off. And a diving play by Tanner DeGracia. And that'll retire the side in 1-2-3 inning. So it looked like Soto had the better play, but DeGracia goes completely horizontal to rob Ryan Muselar. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And we'll be back with the 3rd inning when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Ethan Webster on the mound for the third inning. And he will face the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Miller Express. Will Edwards, Austin Gurney, and Eduardo Saenz. I wonder if Will Edwards isn't nursing a little bit of an injury. An excellent center fielder with great speed and not playing defense recently, DHing. Take strike one from Ethan Webster. Will Edwards struck out in his first at-bat. He is 0 for 1. Fastball just low. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Austin Gurney on deck for the Miller Express. Two balls and 1 strike. That's tapped foul. Retrieved by Trevor Dale. And that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Will Edwards. And that's hit on the ground to Luke Malzewski at second base over to Braden Mancourt. 1 away. Oh, Ethan Webster gets the leadoff man. And Austin Gurney comes to the plate. Even though Ethan Webster has given up 4 hits on paper, the only one that was reasonably well hit was the double by Austin Gurney, a bunt single, a little tapper in the infield, and a blooper in no man's land just over top of second base, accounting for the other 3 Miller Express hits. They are all base runners. Two balls and no strike the count. And that's hit in the air to deep center field. Back goes Noah Brooks to the track and makes the catch. Noah Brooks finishes up against the Coors Light sign out there in center field. That hit a long way. But 2 out. And that'll bring Eduardo Saenz to the plate. Saenz flew out to left field in his first at-bat. The fastball misses low for ball 1. I was going to mention that I did get advised that point streak is down, so if there's any change in status, I'll let you know. Fastball at the knees. Taken to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So yeah, if you normally try to get your stats off a point streak, it is down currently. That sails high. 2 balls and a strike. Robert Estrada on deck for the Miller Express. Fastball right down the pipe, 2-2. Two outs here in the top of the third. Strike 3 called. That was in a great location and way too close to leave. Rung up by the web slinger for the 3rd out and the 2nd strikeout. A 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd right after this here on Coast Hotels. Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Beavers batting in the bottom of the third inning, and they will send Noah Brooks, Ryan Dauphiny, and Braden Mancourt to the plate, the 2-3-4 hitters. Joe Gutierrez, 40 pitches in the first 2 innings. So it looks like all of the point streak sites are struggling. Can't access the homepage of the Beaver website right now either. First pitch fastball taken for strike 1. Noah Brooks walked in the first inning and was put out at second base on a fielder's choice. Breaking ball gets away from Gutierrez and a hit by pitch. So Noah Brooks aboard for the second time in the game. And for Noah on the year, that is hit by pitch number 17. And I'm just going to confirm something here. That ties the Beavers' single-season record with 17 hit by pitches. So Noah Brooks ties Jordan Anderson in 2015 and Garrett Perez in 2019 as the only 3 men in Beaver history to be hit 17 times in a season. So I got to think that by the end of the year, Noah Brooks is going to wear one more and beat that record. Runner goes, fouled at home plate by Dauphiny. Contact play on. One ball and 1 strike. So Dauphiny reached on the fielder's choice, went to second base on a throwing error by Thomas Soto. Scored on the sac fly from Luke Malzewski in the first inning. So he's 0 for 1. Pickoff move. Brooks is back. Noah is quick, but doesn't steal bases on blinding speed. And that's hit hard up the middle. Noah Brooks has to wait for it to get through. A base hit by Ryan Dauphiny. And the first 2 hitters are aboard. For Braden Mancourt. Mayo's been heating up lately as well. In the last 7 days, a 400 batting average for Braden Mancourt, 6 for 15. Outside, ball 1. Mayo walked in the first. He does not have an official at-bat in the game. Ian Heck in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. Popped up behind us and out of play. One ball and 1 strike. Mayo from Langley, BC, attends Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's tapped in front of home plate. Mancourt hustling, picked up by Gutierrez. The throw gets away from Jackson Yeager and down towards the right field line. Dauphiny rounds 3 hard. Yeager running it in, not biting. So Noah Brooks scores. Beavers take a 3-2 lead. And I can't look at point streak for the call on that to get you the official scores decision, but I would say that it's an infield single for Braden Mancourt, and he advances to second on the throwing error by Joe Gutierrez. So an infield single, No, Mayencourt, an issue with a hand down there at second base. So 2 runners in scoring position for Ian Heck, and he skies one to left field. DeGrazia under it. It's deep. That's going to score Dauphiny. No problem. A sac fly. Ian Heck gets the job done. So an RBI for Ian Heck. I would say that Brooks scores on the error, so no RBI for Mayencourt. If the official scorer's decision is different, I will update you. See a rabbit running by on the outside of the fence. Nobody else will see it but me and my spotter here. See it under the fence there? Stop to watch some of the action. And why wouldn't you? It is good baseball. That's looped. Wallachek under it. And Mayencourt with a base running error. So Malzuski flies out to the second baseman, and Mayencourt is doubled off 4-6 as he left the bag. So the Beavers do get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was a Miller Express error, and 1 runner left on base. No runners left on base after Mayencourt's base running blunder. After 3 complete, the Weyburn Beavers 4, the Moose Jaw Miller Express 2. We'll have the 4th inning for you when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Leading things off for the Miller Express here in the top of the 4th inning will be Robert Estrada. Be followed by Tanner DeGrazia and the catcher Andy Rebus, the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Moose Jaw. Ethan Webster, a fastball, misses for ball 1. Estrada, an RBI single in the 1st inning. He's 1 for 1. Webster, a fastball on the outside edge, 1-1. That was a little tapper about halfway to third base in no man's land that Rob Gurney retrieved, bluffed the throw, but nobody covered home plate, and astute base running by his twin brother scored and gave the RBI to Estrada. Lifted in the air to right field. Over comes Ryan Dauphiny, and he'll make the catch, 1 away. And Tanner DeGrazia will be the hitter. DeGrazia grounded out to short to end the 1st inning, and that's looped over the shortstop. Tanabe back, Brooks in, and they collide, and they go down heavily. It's another not well hit ball in no man's land results in a single. And Andy Rivas will be the hitter. Rivas flew out to center field to lead off the top of the second. And he takes strike one. So some tough luck for Ethan Webster tonight. 5 hits, but only one ball that I would consider to be well hit. But that's well hit, and that'll be a base hit. A 2 aboard and 1 out for Jackson Yeager. Yeager, a bloop single over top of second base. He's 1 for 1. He was out at second base on a ground ball fielder's choice from Wallachek that saw Braden Mancourt take the lead runner. Fastball in there from Ethan Webster. That'll even the count at 1-1. 2 strikeouts on the night for the web slinger. Ben Wallachek on deck. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouled back to the screen. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Owen McConnell, the hardest working starting pitcher when he's not throwing. Works hard when he is throwing. 8 scoreless innings in Swift Current on Wednesday night for Owen McConnell. That's popped up behind home plate. Rob Gurney finds it, throws away the mask, and makes the catch. 2 away. So a pop up to the catcher for the second out. A mound visit here from Cam Williams. And there is some movement in the pen for the Beavers. I gotta take that plywood down so I can see in the bullpen. Sunday night when the Saskatoon Berries were here, we had a thunderstorm come over and everything that was available was placed on top of the tarp to try and keep it down. And one of the pieces of plywood that was laid on there for some weight, standing up in the bullpen, and it impedes my view of whoever's warming down there. So there is movement in the pen for the Miller Express, number 14. That hits Wallachek. He leaned into it. Smart if you can get away with it. I think Cam Williams is going to argue that he leaned into it, and I think he did. But an astute play. Still discussing it.
Now batting number 22, the shortstop, Thomas Soto.
Thomas Soto to the plate with 2 out and the bases loaded. as Cam Williams unsuccessfully disputing the call. And that misses low for ball one. Soto 1 for 2 with a run scored so far this evening. And he drills that into the right field corner. Off the bottom of the wall, Dauphiny turns and fires. And Mayencourt throws it away. Throw down to third. In time! He got him. He overslid the bag. So, a double for Soto. And 2 RBIs. I can't give him the third one because that was the error to Mayencourt. So I'm going to try to get my scorecard caught up here. The Miller Express, 3 runs on 3 hits. There was a Beaver error and no runners left on base. So after 3.5, the Miller Express 5, the Weyburn Beavers 4, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th inning here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Oh, there.
Cows, rabbits.
So a 2-run double and a throwing error have the Miller Express on top after 3.5, 5-4. Andy Rivas throws down. We're ready to get underway. And the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Weyburn Beavers. Trevor Dale, Rob Gurney, and Zach Tanabe all due up. Met Trevor Dale's dad, Mark, earlier in the year in Okotoks. And that's hit into left field, and that'll drop for a base hit. The leadoff man aboard, Trevor Dale, 1 for 2 on the night. And 5th hit for the Beavers. Rob Gurney will come to the plate. Rob struck out his first trip. Tried to check his swing on a high fastball, and the barrel did go around. 0 for 1. Zach Tanabe on deck. Breaking ball sails high for ball 1. Rob Gurney from Campbell River, BC. Attended the University of Pikeville in the spring, will attend Mayville State University, where he'll be a Comet in the fall. Mayville, North Dakota. Takes on the inside edge for strike 1. There's Rob's mom, Marnie. Rob and Austin is in attendance here at Tom Lang Park tonight, along with their golden retriever, Wrigley. Pickoff move. Dale was leaning towards second base, but he gets back. And that's hit in the air down the left field line. Over comes DeGrazia. He lays out, and he's not going to get it. That's in fair territory as well. I think that's going to be a base hit. DeGrazia got a glove on it, but when it is beyond routine effort, and I would say that that was a reasonably extraordinary effort by Tanner DeGrazia, then it is not an error. So a base hit for Rob Gurney. And the first two batters are aboard. Zach Tanabe shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball one. Zach Tanabe's parents, Lawrence and Kathy, spent some time here in Weyburn and a couple of road games. It was nice to meet those folks. Tanabe shows bunt. In the dirt, it gets away from Rivas, and that will move the runners. So, no es necesario for Zach Tanabe to bunt. Ryan Muselar on deck. So a chance for Zach Tanabe to knock a couple in here. Fouls out off his foot. 2 balls and a strike. Popped up. Foul and out of play. And that's off of the fist. Popped up behind home plate. Rivas makes the catch. 1 out. Zach Tanabe, a pop-up into foul territory for the first out. 2 in scoring position for Ryan Muselar, who has been hot in the last 7 days. 8 for 19, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in, walked 4 times, a .421 batting average in the last week for Ryan Muselar, and improving that tonight with a home run in the first inning. In the dirt, ball 1. Noah Brooks on deck. Popped up. Shortstop. Thomas Soto has it 2 away. And Noah Brooks with Trevor Dale at third base and Rob Gurney at second. Had two in scoring position, nobody out, and a couple of pop-ups here, so looking for Noah Brooks to get one on the outfield grass that could score a pair. High, ball 1. Ryan Dauphiny on deck. Fastball in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Noah Brooks. Noah from Langley, BC, attends the University of Pikeville in Pikeville, Kentucky. And a ground ball to third, picked up by Signs. Over to first, a high throw and a tag applied. And that'll do it for the Beavers here in the home half of the 4th inning.
All right, fans, it's time to take a look at our first.
No runs, 2 hits. There were no errors. And 2 left on base, both in scoring position. So after 4 complete, It is the Moose Jaw Miller Express 5, the Weyburn Beavers 4, and we'll update the line score for you when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege.
Beavers.
Still no point streak, which means no website, which means you're going to get the line score as I've scored the game, not as the official scorer may have. So your results may vary when you get the final tally. But after 4 complete, the Moose Jaw Miller Express, 5 runs on 7 hits. They have committed 1 error. They have left 2 runners on base, none in scoring position. For the Weyburn Beavers, 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors. They've left 4 on base and 3 of them in scoring position. Leading things off for the Moose Jaw Miller Express will be Will Edwards. He'll be followed by Austin Gurney and Eduardo Saenz, the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for the Miller Express. Fastball misses high for ball 1. Edwards 0 for 2. He struck out in his first at-bat and grounded to second in his second. The Australian product. And a 2-ball count to Will Edwards. Checks his swing. It's in there for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Austin Gurney on deck. And a soft liner. 1 hop by Tanabe, picked up by Malzewski. No play. That's probably an infield hit. No, it's scored an error, so no base hit for Will Edwards. He's 0 for 3. Did look like a routine ball, but looked like it was a bad hop that shot up onto the wrist of Tanabe. And Will Edwards is aboard for Austin Gurney with nobody out. Gurney 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Breaking ball catches to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Eduardo Saenz on deck. Had the pleasure of having Austin join me in the booth to do color for a game when the Miller Express were off, and he came down to watch his twin brother Rob. So that was a lot of fun earlier in the year. And Hugh was also here, his dad, with Marnie, but flew back for his provincials as he coaches. A ground ball to Malzewski, over to Tanabe for 1, to Mancourt, double play, 4-6-3. So 2 away for Eduardo Signs. So Malzewski and Zach Tanabe atoning for the earlier error that was scored to Tanabe. Fastball outside, ball 1 to Eduardo Signs. Signs 0 for 2 on the evening. He flew out to the left fielder, Ryan Muselaar, and struck out looking. And he fouls that over the screen to even the count at 1-1. I'm going to have to get a pitch count going here for Ethan Webster. Looks like, is it Logan? It looks like it could be Logan Kinter warming in the pen for the Beavers. That's off the plate outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eduardo Signs. Strike 3 called right at the knees. Great location. Web Slinger. 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Webster. There were no runs on no hits. There was 1 Weyburn error and no runners left. After 4.5, the Miller Express 5, the Beavers 4, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 5th right after this here on Coast Hotels, Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Pitching for Moose Jaw, number 14, Abe Alberta. This pitching change brought to you by Swayze Concrete.
Abe Olberg on to throw the bottom of the 5th inning here for the Miller Express in relief of Joe Gutierrez. Olberg on the year. This is his 9th appearance. 10 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 12 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned. Has 15 strikeouts to go with 9 bases on balls. He does not have a win or a loss and has a 6.09 earned run average. The 2-way utility player for the Miller Express. And leading things off will be Ryan Dauphiny. And Ryan Dauphiny will be followed by Braden Mancourt and Ian Heck, the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Beavers. Beavers down by 1. It's 5-4. First pitch from Alberg is in the dirt for ball 1. Dauphiny 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. He reached on a fielder's choice and singled. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Pitch that was up and out of the zone. Doff chased it. Fouled back to the screen. So Joe Gutierrez leaves after throwing 63 pitches on the evening. That's fouled off, and Dauphiney stays alive on a low fastball that may have rung him up. So a good piece of hitting there to stay alive. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Slider outside, 2-2. Braden Mayencourt on deck. Two balls and 2 strikes. In the dirt, full count. Doff works it full. Low and inside, ball 4. The leadoff man aboard with a walk, and the Beavers have the leadoff man on for the 4th time out of 5 innings. And that'll bring Braden Mayencourt to the plate. Mayo 1 for 1. He walked in the 1st and singled in the 3rd inning. Low. Ball 1. Only three walks on the night. 2 of them in the 1st inning by Gutierrez, and then he settled down. And 1 here for Alberg, the first batter he faces. Ian Heck on deck. Fouled over the screen and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Love to see the Beavers get a couple here, just in case Ethan Webster does not come back out to throw the 6th inning. Give him a chance to pick up another W. And that's fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Dauphiney, the base runner at first. And his family, Mark and Nicole, were here earlier in the week. Low, 2-2. And that's hit on the ground to Thomas Soto. He steps on second for 1 over to first. A 6-3 double play. And Ian Heck comes to the plate with quickly 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Luke Malzewski in the on-deck circle. Not much wind now. Outside, ball 1. Ian 1 for 1 tonight. He singled in the 1st and drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1. And that's hit on the ground to third, picked up by Signs over to first in time. And it wasn't a 1-2-3 inning, but Abe Alberg faces the minimum, does not allow a run or a hit. There were no Moose Jaw errors and no runners left after 5.5, after 5 complete rather. The Miller Express 5, the Beavers 4. And Ethan Webster back out there for the 6th inning when we return here on Coast Hotels, Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Another record. Walk number 22, which was walk number 62.
Now batting right fielder number 7, Robert Estrada.
Robert Estrada lead things off for the Miller Express here in the top of the 6th inning. And he laces one. It's a fair ball just inside the right field line. And a leadoff double for Estrada. Braden Mayencourt laid out, couldn't get it. Landed just inside the line. And Ryan Dauphiny quickly over to the corner to get that in. And the leadoff man in scoring position for Tanner DeGrazia. And that's hit on the ground through the hole. The runner is sent. The throw by Dauphiny in time, and he's out at home plate. A single by DeGrazia. Estrada cut down at home plate. A great throw by Ryan Dauphiny. 9-2 on the putout as Rob Gurney applies the tag. Owning home plate. And one out. Tanner DeGrazia at first base, and Andy Rivas takes ball one. Rivas 1 for 2. Flew out to center field and singled and scored a run. Low, ball 2. Two 2-0 the count. Ethan Webster on the mound for the Beavers. Fastball outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Rivas. Jackson Yeager on deck. In there, 3-1. Logan Kinter still warming for the Beavers. Low, ball 4. Two aboard, one out, and a visit from Cam Williams. And you got to wonder if that might be it for Ethan Webster. He had 74 pitches going into the inning. Estrada and DeGracia, first pitch, swinging, and then a 5-pitch at bat. So 81 pitches for Ethan Webster, and he will leave the game with two aboard. And we're going to take a 30-second break and be right back here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball Live on FloCollege.
Now pitching for the Weyburn Beavers, number 18, Logan Hinter. This pitching change brought to you by Swayze Concrete.
Logan Kinter on in relief of Ethan Webster here in the top of the 6th inning. Logan from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. He attends Eastern New Mexico University in Portales, New Mexico. He was warming in the pen. He was named to the All-Star team. I was going to say a participant in the All-Star game. He participated in the festivities. Was warming when the rain postponement happened. On the year, this is appearance number 15 for Logan Kinter. He has started one game. All the other appearances in relief. 32 1/3 innings. He's allowed 38 hits, 23 runs, only 18 earned. 36 strikeouts to go with 16 bases on balls. 3 wins and 6 losses. And a 5.01 earned run average. So still no love from Point Streak, so can't help you much with those things, but Jackson Yeager to the plate, swing and a miss. Strike one. The runner on second base is Tanner DeGracia. Andy Rivas at first with one out. Kinter looking for a ground ball. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Rob Gurney. 1 ball and 1 strike. Logan Kinter throws a fastball that's in the low 90s and has a really sharp breaking curveball. Fastball, foul tip squeezed by Rob Gurney. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. That misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the 2 base runners are the responsibility of Ethan Webster. That's been a strike all night. Full count. Logan Kinter, the payoff pitch. High ball 4. And Ben Wallachek with the bases loaded and one out. So the Beavers have not recorded an out in the traditional fashion. They did cut down a runner at home plate. Infield in. Wallachek shows bunt. The pitch is high for ball one. Suicide squeeze? Yeah, I don't think so. High, ball two. Got nowhere to put him. Logan Kinter gonna have to battle back here. Up high, 3 balls and no strikes. Thomas Soto, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle. That fastball is in there for strike one. 3 balls and a strike. Wallachek blazing speed. A really tough guy to double up. Beaver infield in, a ground ball. They're going to come home with it and cut the runner off. Ball 4. An RBI for Ben Wallachek. 3 straight bases on balls for Beaver pitching. 2 by Logan Kinter, 1 by Ethan Webster. And a 6-4 lead for the Miller Express. High, ball 1. Better get somebody up. Bases still loaded and 1 out for Soto. Soto 2 for 3. That misses. 2-0. And some movement down there now. Somebody starts to loosen up, not throwing yet. I think it is Jackson Henderson as Rob Gurney makes a visit to try and calm down Logan Kinter. So 2 balls and no strikes account to Thomas Soto. Bases loaded, 1 out. That's in there. Fastball on the outside edge, 2 balls and a strike. William Edwards on deck. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There we go. Back in the zone now. And that's Soto hits that towards the Miller Express bullpen in foul territory. Count will remain 2 balls and a strike. Fouled straight back. Still 2-2. And up the middle, base hit. RBI single for Thomas Soto. Base is still loaded. For William Edwards. 7-4 Miller Express lead. Two walks and a base hit versus Logan Kinter, and the base is still loaded. And Will Edwards, a foul ball, fielded by Michael Gonzalez down there at first base. Head coach Eric Marriott down at third base. Oh and 1. That gets away from Kinter, and a wild pitch, and everybody will move up. Jackson Yeager scores on the wild pitch. Wallachek advances to third. Thomas Soto advances to second. And it's 8-4 Miller Express. Two balls and one strike. Still just one out. No double play ball. Infield is drawn in, which makes it tough on some of the soft contact liners. Foul tip. Two and two. Like even the single by Soto, with the infield, with the middle infielders back at normal depth, Tanabe probably has a play. In the dirt, blocked by Rob Gurney. Gurney saves a run there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So warm-up jacket is off, so I think Henderson is close. And that's lined into center field. Noah Brooks can't handle it. RBI single for Will Edwards. Wallachek scores, and Soto advances to third base. And Austin Gurney to the plate with 2 aboard. And hits that on the ground to third. Dale comes home with it, and a low throw gets away from Rob Gurney. So Austin Gurney reaches on a fielder's choice. Thomas Soto scores on a throwing error by the third baseman. So no RBI. Will Edwards goes all the way to third. Just getting out. 10-4, and still 1 out. Runners on the corners for Eduardo Sainz. Miller Express have batted around. That's fouled back to the screen. Sainz 0 for 3 on the night. breaking ball on the outside corner. And Logan Kinter ahead, 0-2. To Eduardo Signs. Breaking ball drilled into left field. RBI single for Eduardo Signs. It's got to be enough. Here comes Cam Williams. And Jackson Henderson will enter the game. And we'll take a 60-second break and be right back here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball Live on FloCollege.
For the Beavers, number 14, Jackson Henderson. And pitching change brought to you by Swayze Concrete.
Jackson Henderson on to throw for the Beavers here, still in the 6th inning. 11-4, the Miller Express lead this one. 6 runs thus far in the 6th inning. And Robert Estrada, a 1-strike count. Breaking ball taken outside to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Estrada 2 for 3 on the day. And a ground ball. Tanabe picks it up, tosses to Malzewski for 1 over to first. Double play. So Jackson Henderson comes in and gets the 6-4-3 double play ball to end the inning, but not before the Miller Express scores 6 runs on 5 hits. There was a Beaver error, and I guess we had 1 runner left on base, and he was in scoring position. So after 5.5, the Moose Jaw Miller Express 11, the Weyburn Beavers 4, and the bottom of the 6 will be on tap when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball Live on FloCollege. Luke Malzuski to lead things off for the Weyburn Beavers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll be followed by Trevor Dale and Rob Gurney. The 6, 7, 8 hitters in the Beaver batting order. First pitch to Malzuski is high for ball 1. Luke 0 for 1 on the day. Had a sac fly and an RBI in the first inning. The product is Seattle, Washington, via Whitman College and Walla Walla, Washington. Foul tip squeezed by Rivas. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Luke Malzuski's father, Jim, in attendance tonight. Breaking ball is fouled towards the Beaver bullpen, and it is over top of the Beaver bullpen. 1-2. Talked to Jim before the game. He indicated Luke's mom, Leanne, had to stay home with the family dog, Scooter. Scooter could have hung out with Wrigley and had a pretty good time. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 out. And that'll bring Trevor Dale to the plate. Trevor, 1 for 2 on the evening. Singled the lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. Beavers had 2 aboard in scoring position with nobody out, and were unable to capitalize as Trevor Dale takes ball 1. Rob Gurney in the on-deck circle for the Weyburn Beavers. And that's hit foul. Yeager gives chase, and it's out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Breaking ball catches the inside edge. And Abe Alberg ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trevor Dale asks for time, and it is granted. Dragonfly buzzing around the mesh. Bad news for mosquitoes that may be in the area. And that's hit in the air. DeGrazia can't find it, and it lands behind him in fair territory. Dale on his horse, nobody covering at third base, and Dale slides in safe as Soto can't handle the throw, and a triple for Trevor Dale. One of the most bizarre triples you'll ever see. DeGrazia couldn't find it. Thing was up there a mile. Awkward time of the night here at twilight where the lights aren't very helpful, really. And 1 out and a runner on third base for Rob Gurney. Rob is 1 for 2 on the evening as well. Singled in the 4th inning. Fastball outside, taken for ball 1. Trevor Dale, the base runner at third. Foul tip. And that'll even the count at 1-1. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. How do you get back in a 7-run game? 1 at a time. Almost anything would score Trevor Dale right now. Swing and a miss. One ball and 2 strikes. Rob Gurney back in the batter's box. A 1-2 pitch coming here from Abe Alberg. Inside, a wild pitch. I don't know, did that bounce, Lisa? Or did it just go through Andy Rebus? Did you see it? Well, I'm going to have to score it a wild pitch. Although the official score may have something different to say. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Trevordale scores. Beavers are within 6. Zach Tanabe on deck. And that's hit the opposite way in foul territory just past the glove of Jackson Yeager. The count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Gurney lines that into center field. On comes Austin Gurney to make the catch. 2 away.
Now batting number 9, the shortstop, Tanabe.
And Zach Tanabe comes to the plate with 2 outs. Zach 0 for 2 on the evening from Waipahu, Hawaii. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Zach is senior at Graceland University in Iowa. Breaking ball catches the inside edge. 0-2 the count. Top of the order, Ryan Muselar on deck. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Abe Alberg. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. After 6 complete, the Miller Express 11, the Beavers 5. And we'll be back with the 7th inning when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Rob Gurney throws down, and we're ready to get underway in the top of the 7th inning. Tanner DeGrazia will lead things off for the Miller Express. The left fielder, Andy Rivas, and Jackson Yeager also do up the 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Miller Express. Jackson Henderson deals strike 1 to DeGrazia. Henderson came in relief of Logan Kinter and got a 6-4-3 double play ball to get out of trouble and end the big Moose Jaw 6-run 6th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Breaking ball in the dirt that DeGracia chases. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jackson Henderson from Snohomish, Washington, who's a senior at Northwest Nazarene University in Nampa, Idaho, slapped the other way through the hole. A base hit for DeGracia to lead things off in the 7th inning. Just going with the pitch and slapping it the other way. Andy Rivas will be the hitter. The line on Jackson Henderson coming into the game, this is appearance number 8. 11 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, 8 runs, all earned. 7 strikeouts to go with 6 walks. A 1 win, 1 loss record. And a home run. Straightaway center field. 2-run shot for Andy Rivas. 13-5. Jackson Yeager to the plate. He takes low for ball 1. Popped up behind home plate. Now to play. 1-1 the count. That misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball in there, froze him. Strike 3 called. First strikeout for Jackson Henderson. And Ben Wallachek will come to the plate. Wallachek 0 for 1. Reached on a hit by pitch and scored. Walked and scored in the 6-run 6th. Takes ball 1. And he lines that to left. Ryan Muselaar is there, 2 away. And Thomas Soto will be the hitter. A home run for Andy Rivas, his 4th home run since arriving late. Fastball in there for a strike. Thomas Soto, a good night. 3 for 4. And that's hit on the ground to Braden Mancourt at first. Over to Jackson Henderson just in time. 3-1 on the putout. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Weyburn errors and no base runners left. After 6.5, the Moose Jaw Miller Express 13, the Weyburn Beavers 5. And we'll have the bottom of the 7th for you when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball Live on FloCollege. Top of the order to lead things off for the Weyburn Beavers in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Muselar, Noah Brooks, and Ryan Dauphiny due up. A lot of baseball left. Never know. First pitch from Alberg is high for ball 1. Muselar, a solo home run to lead off the bottom of the first. 1 for 3 on the night. Inside. Two and 0. Swing and a miss, a big cut there. Just saw Ryan Muselar's best swing. And another one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Noah Brooks on deck. High fastball is fouled out of play. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still nothing from Point Streak. So I don't think we're going to have it for the duration, folks. High fastball. And that'll fill the count. And a payoff pitch here to the leadoff hitter, Ryan Muselar. High fastball fouled away once again. And pitch number 8 of the at-bat. And that's fouled out of play once again. So we'll do it again. The third full count pitch. And Muselar lines that into left field. The leadoff single for number 4. His second base hit of the evening. I'll be right back. One ball, 1 strike count to Noah Brooks. Alberg checks Ryan Muselar at first base. Ryan Dauphiny in the on-deck circle for the Beavers. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. In the dirt, good block by Rivas. Keeps Ryan Muselar at first base. Two balls and 2 strikes to number 23. Outside, full count. Some movement in the pen for the Miller Express, but nobody throwing yet. Josiah Mendoza throwing in the pen for the Weyburn Beavers. Ball 4, low. So the first two aboard for the Beavers in the home half of the 7th inning for Ryan Dauphiny, and another milestone for Ryan Dauphiny, another Beaver career record with his base on balls in the 5th inning. That was career walk number 62 issued to Ryan Dauphiny, and that makes him the career leader in bases on balls for the Weyburn Beavers. He surpassed Drake Palat, who had 61 walks in 2018 and 2019 in his Beaver career. So congratulations to Ryan Dauphiny. Another Beaver record. He is Mr. Weyburn. Head home plate umpire Sean Wetherill breaks up the conference. Mike Richards down at first base and Braden Lonsberry at third base this evening. And two aboard for Ryan Dauphiny with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Braden Mayencourt on deck. In the dirt, ball 1. Squeezed by Andy Rivas, keeping the base runners in place, keeping the double play situation alive for the Miller Express. Beavers need a lot of base runners. Not going to be bunting here. Be swing away for Ryan Dauphiny. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Dauphiny, the career Beaver RBI leader and the hit leader, so 3 balls and no strikes. Not sure who else you'd want up in a situation like this. He's been pretty reliable over the last 4 seasons for the Beavers. Three balls, no strikes. The count to Ryan Dauphiny. Low, ball 4. Every walk, a new Beaver record at this point. So back-to-back walks. And now we start to see some balls lightly tossed down in the bullpen. Bases loaded and nobody out for Braden Mayencourt. Fastball is low, ball 1. Braden 1 for 2 and a walk on the evening. Ian Heck is in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ryan Muselar, the runner at third. Noah Brooks at second. Ryan Dauphiny at first base. Fastball. Rivas might have stole one for his pitcher there. Pulled that up into the zone. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Now batting, number 12, the designated hitter, Ian Heck.
So Ian Heck to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. Luke Malzewski on deck. Ian 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Fastball on the outside edge for strike one. And from Antelope, California, the senior from York University in York, Nebraska. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Ian Heck. Fouled off of the mask, I think, of Andy Rivas, and he's going to just take a moment. Inside, 2-2. Tried to catch the inside edge with a breaking ball and missed. Foul tip squeezed. Back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded. They were loaded with nobody out. And 2 consecutive batters down on strikes. And Luke Malzewski will be the hitter with 2 outs. 4 and 5 hitters unable to cash in a run with the bases loaded and nobody out. High, ball 1. Luke Malzewski 0 for 2 with a sac fly on the evening. Trevor Dale on deck. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. High, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, bases loaded, 2 out. And ball 4. A base on balls and an RBI for Luke Malzewski. It's 13-6. So the Beavers avoid the Noble Tiger, the base on balls to Luke Malzewski. The bases are still loaded for Trevor Dale. And Trevor has some juice. 7 home runs on the year. And here comes Eric Marriott. I think he's going to make a move. That'll be it for Abe Alberg. As the head coach takes the ball. So in the 7th, there'll be a new pitcher, and we'll take a 30-second break, and we'll come back and tell you who that is here on FloCollege.
Now pitching for Moosetown number 23, Landon Fair. This pitching change brought to you by Swayze Concrete.
Landon Zare on in relief of Abe Alberg here in the bottom of the 7th inning. On the season, this will be the 12th appearance for Landon Zare. He started 3 games, 23 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 34 hits, 26 runs, 23 earned. He has 21 strikeouts to go with 21 bases on balls, a no-win, 3-loss record, and an 8.74 earned run average. And Zare inherits a bases-loaded, 2-out situation. So Trevor Dale will be at the plate to welcome Landon Zare to the game. With the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rob Gurney on deck. Looking for Trevor Dale to keep the inning alive here. Fastball misses low, ball 1. Trevor 2 for 3 on the night. He tripled and scored in the 6th, singled in the 4th. And a 3rd hit of the night would be really timely right here. Swing and a miss, a big cut from Dale. 1-1. Big swing and a miss, a high fastball there. Couldn't catch up with it. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count to the product of West Valley City, Utah. From the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. Breaking ball, a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Landon Zare comes in and gets the job done. The Beavers do get a run on only 1 hit. They stranded 3 base runners, and there were no Miller Express errors. So after 7 complete, Moose Jaw 13, Weyburn 6, and we'll be back for the 8th inning when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus 2 weekly shows including the WCBL Report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday, and also the WCBL Game of the Week pregame show leading right up to game time every Thursday night. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Josiah Mendoza on to pitch the 8th inning for the Beavers. Josiah from Clovis, New Mexico. He attends Eastern New Mexico University in Portales, New Mexico. So far in 2025, this will be the 14th appearance for Josiah. 11 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 16 hits, 26 runs, 18 of them earned. He's had 11 strikeouts to go along with 15 bases on balls, a no-win, 1-loss record, and a 14.29 earned run average. So a chance for Josiah to get a little work late in this ball game. And William Edwards will lead things off for the Miller Express against Josiah Mendoza. Misses inside for ball one. Austin Gurney and Eduardo Saenz also do up the 2-3-4 hitters for the Miller Express. Fastball sails high, 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball in there, 2-1. Josiah's mom Paula and sister Jayla caught up with him on his birthday in Saskatoon back on July 3rd. Lined right at Trevor Dale, 1 away. And Austin Gurney will be the hitter. Fastball catches the outside edge for strike 1. Austin Gurney 1 for 4 on the night. Fastball just misses outside. 1-1. RBI double and scored in the first inning. In the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Looks like Isaiah Granado warming for the Beavers in the pen. Breaking ball up. 3 balls and 1 strike. The fastball misses, ball 4. 5-pitch walk in a lefty-lefty matchup. Just got to get the slider over in that situation. 1 away for Eduardo Saenz. Saenz is 1 for 4 on the evening. He has an RBI. Check swing. Doesn't go, and the pitch misses outside for ball 1. And a fastball lined to left field. Ryan Muselar reaches back and makes the catch. Austin Gurney has to retreat to first base, 2 away. And Robert Estrada will be the hitter. Estrada 2 for 4 on the night. Fastball sails high for ball 1. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Three and 0. Inside. Estrada jumping back. Tanner DeGracia on deck. 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 3-1 the count to Robert Estrada. And another walk. And a visit from Luke Senft. We'll talk mechanics with Josiah Mendoza. Rob Gurney out to join the party. So Luke back to the dugout. Rob Gurney back to home plate. And Tanner DeGrazia steps into the batter's box. He's singled his last 3 trips, 3 for 4 on the night. Fastball in there for a strike. Oh, and that just missed. 1-1. Andy Rivas on deck. Fastball fouled out of play. One and two. Starting to get a little more pleasant out. Not so sticky tonight. Took a while. Oh, the slider bends in there. Great pitch, Josiah Mendoza. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left, one of them in scoring position. After 7.5, the Miller Express 13, the Beavers 6, and the bottom of the 8th. We'll have it for you when we return here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Rob Gurney will lead things off for the Weyburn Beavers here in the home half of the 8th inning. He'll be followed by Zach Tanabe and Ryan Muselar. Rob 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch from Zare sails high for ball 1. Rob singled in the 4th, and Lined out to center field in the 6th. Checks his swing, did not go. 2 balls and no strikes. Zach Tanabe on deck. Beavers trail by 7. Need some base runners. High, 3 balls and no strikes. A golden opportunity in the last inning. The bases loaded and nobody out. Pair of strikeouts and a walk. And another strikeout. Only one across. A big threat extinguished. In the dirt, a 4-pitch walk to Rob Gurney. He's been aboard twice tonight. And Zach Tanabe will be the hitter. Fastball low, 1 ball, and no strikes to count to Zach Tanabe. Zach 0 for 3 tonight. Fastball down the middle taken for strike 1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike count with Rob Gurney down at first base. Leadoff hitter Ryan Muselar in the on-deck circle. High and tight. 2 balls and a strike the count to Zach Tanabe. Low, 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Little something going for the Beavers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First 2 aboard. And a conference. And some activity in the bullpen for the Miller Express. Saw the football being thrown around to get loose, so now the baseball. Sean Wetherell's had enough. He's going to break it up. And Ryan Muselar steps into the batter's box. Moose 2 for 4 on the day. First pitch from Zare in the dirt. Ball 1. Noah Brooks on deck. Fastball on the outside edge. Taken for a strike. It's 1-1. Popped up. That's an infield fly. The batter is out. So an infield fly to shortstop Thomas Soto for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring Noah Brooks to the plate. Noah is 0 for 1 tonight. He's reached base 3 times. Twice on bases on balls. Oh, the rabbit came in. And now we're trying to chase the rabbit. This could take a while. Thomas Soto's fast, but I don't think he's going to catch our rabbit. Same with Wallachek. Oh, rabbit heading back towards the outfield fence, so that's a good sign. Well, there's a little bit of an opening out there. I know it from filling some holes. We were passing some dirt underneath the fence, kind of right in that general region. So the rabbit, at least on the warning track, a little entertainment for us here. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Ryan Dauphiny on deck. 2 aboard, 1 out. Pitch sails high. That'll even the count at 1-1. Noah Brooks from Langley, BC. The junior at the University of Pikeville in Pikeville, Kentucky. Small town in the Appalachians. Checks a swing, does not go. Two balls and 1 strike. Or no, he didn't in umpire speak. That's fouled back. And you don't want to be an out at third base, but my goodness, Landon's there not holding Rob Gurney on at all, and he is getting an enormous jump. And now Wallachek trying to sneak in behind, keep him a little closer. He recognizing it. Breaking ball low. Full count. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Noah Brooks at the plate. And fouls that off to stay alive. Just gets a piece. And 3 balls, 2 strikes. Zer steps off. That's popped up. Behind home plate, Rivas on the run. He can't get to it. And Rivas ran into the... Oh, he got his glove lacing caught in the fence. Managed to get it out. He landed over there by the most helpful guy around, Owen McConnell. I think it's number 33, Nathan Picio, warming in the bullpen for the Miller Express. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. That's fouled out of play. So pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Noah Brooks battling and staying alive. Landon's there, doing his part, keeping the ball in the zone, or at least close enough that Noah Brooks has to offer at it. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. What a battle that was. And Ryan Dauphiny comes to the plate. 2 aboard and 2 out for number 15. Doff is 1 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first, singled and scored in the third. And he walked in the 5th and 7th. Those his 61st and 62nd career walks, giving him the Beavers' all-time mark in bases on balls. Big swing and a miss at the first pitch. 0-1 the count. Braden Mayencourt on deck. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Out of the zone, and Doff knew it. That's hit in the air to right field. Under it is Robert Estrada, and he'll make the catch. And after getting the first 2 batters aboard on walks, the Beavers unable to cash anyone in. They do not score. They don't have a hit. There were no Moose Jaw errors. 2 runners left, 1 in scoring position. After 8 complete, the Moose Jaw Miller Express 13, the Weyburn Beavers 6. And we'll have the 9th inning for you when we return after a commercial message here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball Live on FloCollege. Josiah Mendoza back out to try and finish this one off for the Beavers. He came on in relief of Jackson Henderson in the 8th inning and got a line out from Will Edwards, walked Austin Gurney, got another line out from Eduardo Sainz, and walked Robert Estrada. That brought about a mound visit from Luke Senft, the assistant coach, and that seemed to settle Josiah down. And he got ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tanner DeGracia and froze him on a magnificent breaking ball that absolutely put on the turn signal. For anybody who's seen the old Clint Eastwood movies, it was Right Turn Clyde.
Now batting the catcher, number 15, Andy Rivas.
And Andy Rivas will lead things off for the Miller Express. 2-run home run, his last at-bat, off of Jackson Henderson. 2 for 3 on the night with 3 runs scored and a base on balls for Rivas. A good night for him. And 2-0 the count. So when you get that out of your catcher, that is a good night. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes. So even though no strikes on the board for Mendoza, they've been reasonably competitive pitches, and that fastball highly competitive. It's in there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. That fastball misses outside. Ball 4. Jackson Yeager comes to the plate. Ben Wallachek on deck for the Miller Express. Outside, ball 1. High, ball 2. Come on, Josiah, find it. You got this. There's a fastball line foul. Two balls and 1 strike the count to Jackson Yeager. Yeager 1 for 3 on the night. Walked and scored in the 6th inning. And a 3-ball, 1 strike count to the Moose Jaw first baseman. That's in there. Full count. Fastball misses low. Back-to-back walks. And 2 aboard for Ben Wallachek. Fastball misses outside. It was close. Ball 1. Wallachek's not going to swing at anything. Slider catches the inside edge. Takes a lot of pitches, a patient hitter. Inside, just misses the spot he hit last time. 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the order, Thomas Soto on deck. Fouled over the screen. And out of play, and that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ben Wallachek from Indiana State University takes high, ball 3, full count. And that was up and out of the zone, and a rare chase by Ben Wallachek. The high fastball coming in looks pretty meaty. And we'll redo the payoff pitch. Good Thomas Soto, Lisa, spinning his bat like a baton. Ground ball. Malzuski to Tanabe, over to first, not in time. Oh, they do ring him up. I thought Wallachek had beat it out. Rivas advances. No argument from Wallachek. A 4-6-3 double play as Jackson Yeager is cut down at second base. I thought he beat it out. Foul tip squeezed by Rob Gurney for strike one. Thomas Soto 3 for 5 with a couple of, 3 RBIs on the night, so a good night for Thomas. 1-1 the count. Barely a breath of wind now. The only wind I feel is the fan here in our press box. That was real close. 2 balls and a strike. Three balls and a strike. Out there in the same spot on the outside part of the plate. Swing and a miss. And a full count. Runner on third with 2 out. And that's hit in the air to center field. Noah Brooks underneath it, and he'll make the catch, 3 away. So Josiah Mendoza allows 4 walks, but does not allow a base hit in 2 innings of work. And he's scoreless for his 2 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left in scoring position. So we're off to the bottom of the 9th when we return here on Coast Hotels, Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. Landon Zaire back out there to try and finish this for the Moose Jaw Miller Express in the bottom of the 9th inning. And to counter that, the Beavers will send to the plate Braden Mancourt, Ian Heck, and Luke Malzewski, the 4-5-6 hitters. And if you're a Beaver fan, you're hoping for a whole lot more. It's like the rabbit found his way out back there. I don't see him. Rabbits, cows, dogs. Obviously some kind of a ag event, and lots of trailers just over the outfield fence. You may be able to see them potentially from the home plate camera. And Braden Mancourt will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Beavers trail by 7. So everybody's gonna need to get aboard to keep this going long enough. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Braden Mancourt 1 for 3 with a base on balls tonight. Fastball low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Fouled over the screen and out of play. Braden Mayencourt from Langley, BC. Attends Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas. Last year, attended Columbia Basin College in Pasco, Washington. Spiked curveball there. And that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Outside, full count. Low, and Braden Mayencourt draws a walk. A leadoff walk.
Up to the plate, the designated hitter, number 12, Ian Hack.
Third walk issued by Landon Zare. So both bullpens have been pretty prone to walks. The starters not so much. So 7 walks by the Miller Express bullpen. Ian Heck takes ball 1. Beaver relievers also 7 walks. Ian Heck hits that hard and foul. One and 1. Ian 1 for 3 with a sac fly tonight. Luke Malzewski on deck. Fastball catches the outside edge for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ian Heck. A curveball popped up behind home plate and just over the screen and out of play.
That's a Barber Motors auto line foul ball.
Strike 3 called, and Ian Heck knew it. Fooled by the pitch. Couldn't pull the trigger, and he knew it. Luke Malzewski will come to the plate. Take strike 1. Zeus 0 for 2 with a walk, a sac fly, 2 RBIs on the night for Luke Malzewski. Trevor Dale on deck. Low, 1 and 1. And a line drive up the middle, base hit, Luke Malzewski. Mayencourt holds at second base. Zeus 1 for 3 with the said walk, sac fly, 2 RBIs. Runners on first and second for Trevor Dale. Trevor 2 for 4 on the night. Fastball at the knees, taken for a strike. 0 and 1. fouled that straight back. Trevor singled in the fourth, doubled and scored in the sixth. Scored on a wild pitch by Abe Alberg. And a curveball popped up. Rivas finds it and almost misplays it, but does make the catch, 2 away. And Rob Gurney will come to the plate with the Beavers down to their last out. Rob is 1 for 3 with a walk tonight. Looking to extend the Beavers' evening. Slider catches the inside edge for strike 1. Big swing and a miss there. And an 0-2 count to Rob Gurney. His dad, Hughes, North Island Cubs, needing a win tomorrow to advance to the semifinal in their provincial championships in British Columbia. And a line drive up the middle, base hit Rob Gurney. Runners held at third base. Second hit of the night for Rob. Third time aboard. He's 2 for 4. And Zach Tanabe comes to the plate. He walked his last time up. 0 for 3 for Zach on the night. So a couple of line drives up the middle consecutively for the Beavers for base hits. Fastball in the dirt. Ball 1 from Landon Zare. No movement right now in the pen. This is Landon Zare's game. For now, at least. Ryan Buselar on deck. Tanabe hits that in the air to center field. It's hanging up for Austin Gurney. He comes on and makes the catch, and that will be the ball game.
That is the ball game, folks. On behalf of the players.
So I would have to count up my line score here. So I don't think I'm going to give you one tonight, unfortunately. Yeah. So the Beavers on the losing end of a 13-6 decision here tonight. The winning pitcher, yeah, that would be, well, Gutierrez didn't go 5, so I'm going to say that it is Abe Alberg. He'll get the win. Ethan Webster, he'll be tagged with the loss. And there was no save situation here in tonight's game, as Zare did not go 3 innings. He could have qualified had he thrown 3. So the Beavers will be back at it again tomorrow with a doubleheader against the Regina Red Sox at Currie Field. Start time for that one, 3:30 and 7:05. And then the Beavers back in Regina for a 2:05 start on Sunday before an off day Monday. So that's going to do it for tonight here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. On behalf of my producer and spotter, Lisa Preddy, she is the one that makes this stream go, undoubtedly. And everyone back at FloCollege Central, Pascal, Matt, and all the gang back there. I'm John Preddy, and we'd like to thank you for watching Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege. We wish you a safe drive home if necessary. Thank you, and good night.